about a chapter worth of content removed, if that makes sense. So that will probably bring it up. They'll probably bring it up to about 70,000 words. So I am thrilled with with this report, because so one of the things she points out is apparently I do this a lot, where I hint to this big fancy, interesting and flavorful world behind the characters, but I don't elaborate. But that the good thing about that bit of feedback is that doing that is deliberate. That is something I've chosen to do, in that I've chosen to like have a line where someone's like, she's the reason crabs can vote, and then just not fucking expand on that, because I kind of think that's more interesting. That's like, it's like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't know, like, and like, because it's like a sci-fi world, that kind of like, that could mean a lot of different things, and I really like that. However, that does mean that there's a lot of the world people aren't like bought into. So I need to balance the amount of offhand comments like that with the amount of like, she's the reason crabs can vote. Yes, fine. Just because carcinoids are now able to vote because we made them politically equal because of my goddamn actions, doesn't mean I should take the blame for them. Doesn't say I should take the blame for them like ruining bread. So like take that extra step where it's a case of like, yes, something political happened because of that, and then explain that. But then I could also put in, yes, and that's why bread is ruined now. Why is bread ruined? Because they joined. I won't explain that, but I'll explain why crabs are now part of the local politics or whatever. You know, if that makes sense. Like, makes me think about getting a little dude to review my future comic strips and making a scene. Yeah, no. Honestly, this review. This review is 100% going to this development editing is 100% going to is 100% gonna help me my writing overall, because one of the big problems, as she points out, is I'm concentrating on the one. I'm basically concentrating almost entirely on the events that are happening on this book. And it's a case of the character is trying to survive what's being thrown at them, but there's no stakes beyond that, and there's no context. I hint at the context, as it were. I hint at the context, but because I'm trying to create the intrigue. I'm trying to create intrigue that like in future iterations and in future novels and whatnot, you'll find out more. But as like a first novel in a series, as like a brand new author, I don't have that power to do yet, if that makes sense. So I need to balance the amount of like leaving space for me to expand into with explaining things. They totally added seaweed to the bread or something. I'm more thinking. Beatbox. I'm more thinking like sort of bread now has to have like a keratinous additives or whatnot, in the same way that sort of there are breads in America that are like fortified and such. Therefore they have like extra like vitamins or whatever in them. Therefore like they kind of taste slightly different. Backfloss, hello. How you doing, Backfloss? But the reason crabs can vote now is because there's a I can't remember what I call them. Like Istinaral worlds are like a population of effectively crab people, and they're one of the antagonistic civilizations that were kind of doing a quiet cold war against them and a couple of other other couple of other populations were doing a bit of a cold war against everyone else, and like Nifit discovered that they were conspiring with each other to like do something horrible, and everyone else had to turn around and go no. And they're like, oh, do we kill them all for doing this? And they're like, maybe we kill them all. Actually, you know what? Let's just declare peace and we will make sure that they are then helped and supported to within an inch of their lives. So they're now like politically sort of sharing all resources, open borders, and everything, and like unified all of the local sentient species and civilizations into one big cooperative sort of thing where there's like not proper, there's like everyone share, all of these places share resources, and all have enfranchisement in each other's like politics. So the civilizations who are on the borders, constantly raiding and constantly fighting and trying to steal stuff, now are just like fully supported and whatnot. So they don't have a reason to fight, but they're still fucking bitter about stuff. So they're still like a splinter group of them who want to like harm Nifit for having made them relent to these laws, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's a whole thing. Anyway, you finally have an ADHD appointment. Yo, backfloss. Only took 9 months. Backfloss. That's actually not a terrible amount of time to wait. I don't know if the phrase "only took 9 months" is you just go, "It only took 9 months." Yes, or only took 9 months. But like genuinely, that's actually not terrible. Actually, yeah.